The girl watched as her younger sister secretly swapped her admission letter, but instead of stopping her, she even smiled and agreed when her sister asked to use her name to enroll in school. Her heart was as calm as still water because she knew that in just 2 days, her sister would face the consequences of this deception. 2 days later, the whole family held a celebration banquet for her sister. Neighbors arrived with gifts, offering their congratulations. Some even mocked the girl, saying that no matter how much she studied, it would be useless. Her sister stood at the center of attention, basking in the admiration of everyone until 2 officials from the education department arrived with the real admission letter. They announced that someone had reported her sister for fraudulently taking another person's school placement, and she had to cooperate with the investigation. In an instant, her sister collapsed to the ground, trembling in fear. Her adoptive parents panicked, unsure of what to do, but the girl remained seated, calmly watching everything unfold. She was indifferent because she had once experienced an even crueler fate. In her previous life, she had worked hard to earn admission to a prestigious university, but on the very day she received her acceptance letter, her adoptive parents and sister conspired to take it away. To make her sister the only top student in the village, they lied that she had failed, forced her to change her name, and sent her away overnight, selling her into the mountains, where she lost all freedom. Meanwhile, her sister lived under her identity, completed her education, and climbed her way to the top, becoming a highly respected CEO. Years later, when the girl accidentally learned the truth, her world shattered. That night, she stood at the edge of a well, listening to her sister's mocking laughter from above. Her eyes lost all light as she let herself fall into the darkness, but when she opened her eyes again, she had returned to the very day the admission letter arrived. This time, she did not cower. She silently wrote a report and made sure that when the postman delivered the admission letter, he also sent the complaint to the education department. She knew her sister would come to discuss it with her, so when her sister eagerly suggested using her name to enroll, she simply smiled and personally handed her the admission letter. As expected, that night, her sister carefully altered the name on the letter, believing no one would ever find out, but she had no idea the girl had already set everything in motion. Then came the celebration banquet. Everyone praised her sister. Even the boy who had once been her childhood sweetheart now stood by her sister's side, looking at her with disdain. The girl simply waited, silently, for the moment to arrive, until the 2 officials stepped forward, and the lively banquet fell into dead silence. They requested full cooperation in the investigation, and all eyes turned to her trembling sister.